What do you feel about jute versus suit material options then?
So me personally, when I'm building young dogs, I tend to do more of like a IGP kind of foundation with progressing through hard sleeves for grip development. So when we're mixing in the targeting for PSA and the other suit sports and stuff like that, where the bicep and tricep bites are really important, I do like to start with the jute. It's more familiar to the dogs. And then for grip building, again, it locks their teeth in a little bit easier. It's a little bit of a harder material, so it forces them to bite a little bit harder. The linen is soft, so they get a little bit more satisfaction, I feel like, with the linen. But for the initial grip building process and in training the bite mechanics, I like to use the jute. And then as we're getting ready to put the dog on the suit, I'll make the transition over to the suit material. So I can still give the dog wins, let them slip when they're giving me that behavior that we solidified using the jute material.
Gotcha.
Some dogs do develop a preference for material. So in that case, I would stay away from the, if they like the jute too much, I'm gonna make them take the French linen material there. But
right.
Yeah, both are really good. Obviously, the linen's a little slicker than the jute is. A little less. It's not as hard, right? Not as hard as the jute is.
Yeah, right.
But the jute's really good for locking the teeth in and creating the full firm hard bites that we're looking for PSA anyway.
Interesting.
Definitely, and for the law enforcement dogs.
I've always just been a suit material guy myself.
Yeah,
so,
I guess it's just personal preference.
Well,
right?
that's why it's so interesting for me to hear you talk about it, because
I've always loved jute for building grips. I really have.
You and all the Belgians.
Yeah, and that's where it comes from.
Right.
I was just a fan of the NVBK back in the day and watching them do their forearm and leg gripping on the jute. And
those dogs can grip.
And they can, and the dogs that I breed are usually Belgian lines, so they just I just gravitate towards the jute. But there's nothing wrong with the suit material. I mean, the suit material is awesome, and I use it with all my dogs. They all make their way to that eventually.
Gotcha.
I just find I get a little bit better of the mechanics on the jute initially when we're training the dog up. And then once they're proofed, they're ready to go on the suit, then it's pretty much the bite suit material from there on out with me anyway. But,
sweet.
Yeah, very nice. I love every single one of these. These are fantastic pieces of equipment. So.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.